Hey guys, so before we move on with Act 2, I want you to look a little bit more closely at the character of Lady Macbeth. I posted some of those inferences that you guys made about her, and they were so spot on. You understand that she is cold, she's manipulative, she's power hungry, she kind of bullies her husband, and she seems to want to be king or queen even more than he does. But she's kind of more complicated than that. So let's look at her a little bit more closely. This part of your assignment, you can't edit. It's just information for you to kind of read through and use as a focus for the assignment that you'll do. So, like Macbeth, Lady Macbeth thinks that the prediction to be king means that they need to kill the king. Great plan, guys. So she, as we know, is actually pushing him to do it, and she worries that he is not actually strong enough to go through with it. After that, she prays to these meddling spirits, maybe witches, demons, definitely doesn't seem like God, but she asks them to make her a man so she can be stronger and more aggressive. And using that strength and aggression, she wants to push her husband to do this crime. After Macbeth considers the pros and cons to killing the king, who is also his cousin, in case you didn't catch that, and decides against it, he basically says to her, I'll be the best man I can by being a proper man, so not a murderer. And she's like, what? When you dared to do it, that's when you were a man. Wow, she's questioning his abilities and his manhood again. And he says, I want to be a good man. I don't want to do this. And she's like, no, you were a good man. You were a strong man when you were ready to do what you had to do. So she's always kind of using his manhood as a tool against him to get him to do what she wants him to do. Finally, this part is really important and also really disturbing. She says that she nursed a baby. And she says she knows what it's like to nurse a baby, to hold her baby at her chest. And then after that, there's no mention ever again of them having a child. So the assumption is that Macbeth and Lady Macbeth had a child and it died. You looked at some opening scenes from the beginning of the play, and in one of those interpretations, it's not the witches that you see, but it's actually a burial of Macbeth's child. So this is something to kind of think about. Lady Macbeth, yes, she wants this, royal position, and she's got this cruel side to her, and she's pushing her husband, but maybe she's more than just a really mean person. Maybe she's acting this way because she's gone through this trauma of losing her child. Common reactions to trauma are fear, anxiety, sadness, guilt, blaming yourself, seeing danger everywhere, being constantly on guard, having trouble sleeping, which is something that's going to come up with her later on. So this is just really important for you guys to know. Yes, she's pushing him. Yes, she wants to kill King Duncan. She wants him dead. She wants to be queen. But maybe she wasn't always this way. Maybe she has been traumatized and now she's kind of acting out of that emotion. Now, we cannot forget though, she says here, even if she had her baby, if she said she would hurt it, then she would stick to it. It's a pretty traumatic line, but again, she's been through trauma and she's probably just saying anything that she can say to get Macbeth to do what she wants him to do. So that's just a quick summary of who she is, and hopefully it's given you kind of more insight on her character. I'm going to run out of time on this screencast, but I'm going to come back on and go through your assignment in just a minute. So I